Windsor is the place where kids can learn to serve and play, where they can make great friends that last into adulthood.
There are many children's organizations that facilitate these qualities in children.
Parks and Rec, Scouts, 4-H, Future Farmers, etc. In 1963, the Boys Club was chartered by Walter Henriksen, Bob Passat, and Mr. Dowdy. They had a boxing team and a baseball team.
They got cement forms from the Highway 101 construction contractors, and they built a backstop and a baseball diamond behind Coley's Market.
When this group dissolved, John Perdozy started the Babe Ruth League, and the Boys Club later became the Boys and Girls Club.
I'd like to learn to build a schoolhouse. I'd like to furnish it with love. I like to buy kids gifts at Christmas and coats and warm gloves. I like to help a girl grow strong and shield her from sorrow. So I'm a Girl Scout through and through, girl leaders of tomorrow. I like to learn to build a schoolhouse strong. I like to furnish it with sorrow. I like to buy kids gifts at Christmas and leaders of tomorrow. Why don't you come down to our clubhouse where boys and girls are safe to learn to be productive, kind and friendly, to work and wait our turn. We love to serve any way we can. Of hard work, we're not scared. We clean up after fireworks. Our motto, be prepared. Why don't you come down to serve any way we can? Where boys and girls are safe to learn to be productive, kind and fireworks. Our motto, be prepared. We raise our poetry, big or seer. Our projects are sublime. We pledge our heart, heads, our hands to serve you all the time. We show our animals at the fair. We like to work out in the sun. We want to grow food for loved ones. We feed Americans, we're the ones. We show our animals at the fair. Our projects are sublime. We pledge our heart, heads, our hands to we feed Americans, we're the ones.
The first schoolhouse was in Windsor was an old log cabin near the Shiloh Cemetery and doubled as a church on Sundays. It was used from 1853 to 1863 and led by me, Headmaster John Pruitt, and my wife Betty Brooks. By 1866, there was a schoolhouse by the well on Old Redwood Highway. From that time forward, Windsor added more and more schools to fit their needs of their growing population, and in April of 1992, Windsor voted to unify their schools and the Windsor Unified School District was born.
In the old days, high school age kids were bused up to Pittsburgh. When the Windsor High School was built, it stopped the notion that Windsor kids had to leave Windsor to finish their basic education. It allowed one to be a Windsor student from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Windsor also boasts homeschooling families, private schools, and the district sponsors 2 charter schools that provide unique services to address the needs of every family. Cali Comic Language Academy is a Spanish immersion K charter. The Village is a K charter that teaches its academics through multi-age classes, arts, and nature. All of our schools score well in the state. For such a small town, Windsor has a lot of academic choices for their children, as well as art and music opportunities at most grade levels.
Windsor families are grateful for the support groups who keep our schools running and who model with their behavior how to put the children first. Boosters at the middle school, high school, C-Star, PTO, Windsor Ed Foundation, Project Rad, Windsor Activates for Music, and our beloved volunteer coordinators each campus. So while Windsor residents strive to constitute what constitutes to be a good education, the children of Windsor dutifully flow through the classrooms, and over the decades, their views of schools haven't changed much.
School days, so they tell us, are the most sublime of our lives. We'll have the time of our lives. It's the absolute prime of our lives. They tell us school days are golden in the olden days. It might have been true, but in the olden days they liked torture and slavery too. What are you gonna do? School days, so they gather, are the sweetest days that we'll know. And if that really is so, well, it comes as a bit of a blow. I mean, if school days are the rest of our lives, imagine the rest of our lives. School days, never let me go. School days, learn to think of them, are sublime. You're sick of them, you can take your pick of them. School days, scholarships, one at a time. Lovable misfits, talk about dictatorships. School days, studying ancient Greeks all the week. How did I? History's always me. School days, class at night, rain or shine, they're so bright. You can have all of my school days. Oh, what a pain they are, they're the best. Insane they are, cruel and inhumane they are. School days, slightly insane they are. That's the test. Isn't it plain they are? Have you guessed that? I'll miss funny days. School days, sunny days, Tom Brown holidays. School days, holidays. School days, never let me go.
I remember long ago driving through Windsor on Highway 101, where Ridley Shopping Center was full of old decaying prune trees. I remember the west side of Windsor being labeled as taco flats, where the poor and marginal people lived. I am Roberto Ramirez. I came here in 1963 in the middle of 10th grade. I went on to SSU and UCLA and taught math through calculus and physics at the Hillsburg High School for 22 years and at the Windsor High School for 13 years. I learned to admire and respect the people from Windsor because they worked hard. They were among the best of my students, many of whom were valedictorians. I remember going on field trips and the Hillsburg students would pluck their noses as the bus drove through Windsor. I had to do something, even if it's just a little. I wanted to do my part. Windsor was poor in comparison to Hillsburg, so I decided to move to Windsor to help the students grow, teach them, and be part of the new Windsor High School in 1995. I was part of the committee that originally incorporated the town of Windsor. We met at the bank at Ridley Shopping Center with the CEO of Ridley's, Judge Andy Wick, Candido Morales, Robert Sherlock, Luis Diaz, Marvin Stubbs, and others. In summer of 2000, I wrote a poem that was published.
Love, in one word, that must be it. I suspected it all along, but I was not certain. My granddaughter Paloma was born, and then I knew without hesitation. I love to see a child with a triumphant smile after he or she has conquered a concept. I love to see a child with an optimistic attitude about himself, about herself, about the subject, about the world around, the space above and the space below. I love and respect all the good people that in large or in small measure have contributed to what we know, how we do things, and how we better treat each other. I love the sound of a question never asked before. Institutions, because their influence is the hard worker, the dreamer, the opportunity to reach into an atom, or to touch infinity. I love the sound of a question